described it as Christian sees the field like a quarterback. In your time with him, was it like, oh my God, you're just like a quarterback in that way?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, even just being in the huddle and his presence and like sort of taking, command and charge when I'm getting the play call, like he does a great job of just keeping everyone under cool and, being calm and collected. But then also, yeah, within his routes and stuff, like he knows like what we're reading, where he's supposed to be. Sometimes being a receiver, you see things differently, but that dude is like he sees it as a quarterback first and then runs it. So he definitely does see it as a quarterback. It's nice.
How quickly were you able to put the aftermath of a pretty incredible day behind you and move on? I mean, it became such a big story and everything with your family, and it was everywhere, and everybody was talking about it. But how did you kind of get through that and move on?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kyle did such a good job of just getting everyone's attention after the game. Like, man, we can celebrate this next week. After we get through this Thursday night game, it's a quick turnaround. Our bodies have to recover as soon as possible, and then we got to be able to literally play another game in 4 days. So I feel like it started with him and his leadership, getting everyone's attention has been great. But for myself, yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to get caught up in all this noise and stuff, and then all of a sudden we play Thursday night and I'm not prepared like I need to be. So it's definitely been a challenge in terms of getting the body right and then moving on. And now we already have install meetings and everything and getting ready for Thursday. But at the same time, Seattle has to do the same thing. So,
what's the most daunting atmosphere you've ever played football in your life?
Probably Norman, Oklahoma. Yeah, against OU. So that was every time we went down there, it was always a great game, and those people I feel like we're breathing down our necks, and it was 90,000+ people, so you really can't hear yourself think or anything. So that was probably one of the best environments I've ever played in.
Prepare you for what you might encounter in Seattle? Yeah,
I mean, I think this is probably the most, hostile environment that you could probably play in, either here or Arrowhead. So I'm excited for it. All these guys have played here, a bunch of times. So just hearing them out, what's good and what's not in terms of communication and operation. So we'll be ready to roll for it.
You have the opportunity to win the division if you win the game. Is that a point of conversation, or is that something that you just know if you take care of business that comes with it?
Exactly. I think it just comes with winning. If we win the game and just do our job and just look at it like it's another game. And do our thing, then we'll be just fine. But, Kyle has made sort of, some points like, where we're at in terms of the standings and whatnot, but it's not something that we talk about all the time. Something that he hits on it, and then other than that, we just play our game and play football, and we want to win every single game. So,
what have you learned about, it can be a good thing to be hard on yourself and very demanding and have high standards. What have you learned about maybe finding a balance between beating yourself up and several race?
Yeah, I feel like, I played 4 years of college football, and the first couple years for myself, like they were fun. Like whether we won or lost, I was having fun with football. But then as I became an upperclassman and a junior and a senior, I took more responsibility, and I feel like I just added unnecessary pressure on myself just because I was so hard on myself. So that definitely helped me with where I'm at now in terms of enjoy, what you're doing, be real with yourself, like how can you get better and all that kind of thing. But at the same time, if you're hard on yourself 24/7, it almost becomes detrimental to your game. So finding the fine line of, being real, being hard on yourself, but enjoy what you're doing and, winning and all that kind of thing too. So I feel like my years of college have helped me with that.
How do you approach this week from the standpoint of getting your body right and getting your second NFL game plan that's designed solely for you, but playing on a Thursday night and being in tune with it mentally on top of everything?
Yeah, I feel like this is part of the game. A lot of the guys have said, welcome to the NFL, in terms of you get banged up a little bit, you got to be ready to roll in 4 days, you got to learn another install, you got to memorize plays, you got to get guys going around you. So, this is it. This is, the best of the best. And for me, I look at it as a challenge. Like, I can prove to myself that, I belong here and I can play here and I can do all these things. The challenges of, being banged up and having to go out and perform. And especially in a crucial part of the season where, it's going to take what it takes. There's no no regrets, moving forward or anything like that that I want to have down the road. I want to make sure that I give everything I have right now, and so it's a great challenge for myself.
With that in mind, how helpful has it been to have someone like Brian Griese who's been in a very similar situation?
Yeah. Griese's been awesome. I mean, he's literally played our position. He's been in the NFL for 11 plus years as a player, and then obviously all the commentating that he did. But he can relate to us quarterbacks. He does a great job of telling us about situational football, where we're at in the game, or just even, in meetings and stuff, talking about his career and what, it looks like to be tough, what it looks like to be real with teammates. So he's done a great job of just pouring out to us everything that he has with his experiences, and it honestly has helped all of us, like Trey, Jimmy, myself, all the quarterbacks now in the room. So, we're very thankful for Griese and his experiences.
Guys have talked about sort of swagger and confidence you play with, correcting guys that are veterans and not being afraid to, do so pretty bluntly. Where does that originate from with you, and how do you play with that sort of confidence?
Yeah, I've sort of hit on this before, but it's not, something like, I'm going to go out and be this guy just because I've played now. It just comes with the position. I know that everyone wants to win in this organization, and I want to do what it takes to win. And so if that means, getting guys' attention, in the huddle at practice or walkthrough, whatever it is, I just want to do my part. And that, being a quarterback, that comes with it. So, again, it's not something I think about like, oh, I'm going to go out today and practice and show guys. It's nothing like that. It's getting guys' attention and doing what it takes to win. And if that's jumping on guys that are veterans, if that's what it takes, it's what it takes. So that's how I look at it.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.